In my spiritual life, I have met some people, some spiritual aspirants who care too much about reading scriptures and understanding scriptures, especially Hindu scriptures. And this is the way with most Hindu spiritual aspirants. They think that reading and having a good knowledge of the Vedas and the Upanishads are very necessary, very important in spiritual life. Of course, there's an importance, and they would go so far as to they would learn Sanskrit, the language in which the original scriptures were written, and then they will go for special scriptural courses to learn and understand what the scriptures said. Now, what are the Hindu scriptures? What is there in the Vedas and the Upanishads and everything? It's the experiences, the incidents that happened with spiritual aspirants in the days of the past. The spiritual experiences that the rishis had, they wrote it down, and we call them as scriptures. Even what saints have said, all God realized saints all across the world, whatever they have said, it's all scriptures actually, because they come directly from God. When the aspirant has done sadhana and has merged his or her self identity in God, then whatever is coming through them is not from their own small ego, but from God, from the source itself. Especially if the crystal is very clear, if the glass is very clear, then the reflection is absolutely clear. So if their own samskaras, their own understanding or their own experience was a very genuine and a very intense and pure one, then whatever they say would come directly from the source, un unaltered in any way, uninfluenced by any of their own past beliefs, etc. So it's all scriptures. Why why do people give so much importance to Upanishads and Vedas? It's okay, it's reading them, having at the beginning of the spiritual life, just to get to know a bit. Even then, I would say anyone who is following any guru, hearing the guru, reading the books of that guru, that would be enough. Like anybody following Ramana Maharshi, whatever Ramana Maharshi is saying is enough. Anybody following Ramakrishna Paramhansa, following him, reading him is enough. Anybody following Eckhart Tolle, whatever they are following, reading books and not scriptures, or scriptures, yes, scriptures, books and their sayings and their uh, giving attention to what they are saying, what is to be done during this meditation and everything, learning that, understanding that, and following their techniques of meditation, that is enough. Reading is anyway, but trying to convince these people who give too much importance in reading is also a waste of time, because they are in their own state of spiritual life. So there are people who are not at all interested in spiritual life. There are people who are interested, people who are a bit curious, and then people who delve more into scriptural understanding and reading other books, and then people who really delve into sadhana, into meditation practices, and want to have these spiritual realizations. And the main thing is to have the spiritual realization. If you just keep on reading about chocolate ice cream, and you have read about chocolate ice cream, you have read the recipes, you have read all kinds of recipes, you have read about the ingredients, the everything about the ingredients, from where they are, from where the ingredients come from, where does cocoa powder come from, where does this and that, and yet you don't know the taste of chocolate ice cream unless you have eaten it yourself. So it's the same thing. how much ever you read and you try to understand the scriptures and this Ramana Maharshi or Param Ramakrishna Dev or Sadhguruji or whomever you are following, no matter how many times, how much you have listened to their lectures, you have listened to their, you have listened to bhajans and this and that, no matter what you have done, you, if you have not tasted, if you have not had the experience of, glimpses of the spiritual things, then you don't have anything. You're just a scholar, or you are just you have just bookish knowledge, and that's it. Other than that, you have nothing of value. And when the spiritual realizations, when these experiences come, that is the thing that transforms you. It's like the paras money, that when the paras money touches iron, it transforms the iron into gold. So that's the paras money. And unless that happens, you are still iron. And no matter what you read, and you can devote lifetimes into scriptural, this intellectual things, scriptural understanding, scriptural knowledge. You will say that, oh, one needs to first learn Sanskrit and learn the Upanishads and all the different commentaries. There are thousands of commentaries upon these scriptures, reading them, trying to understand them, and yet you won't understand even a tiny bit of it. If you say, if you have read about that, okay, the ultimate consciousness resides in every particle of the universe, you have read about it, you have learnt about it, you are hearing commentaries and you're reading articles about it and this and that, you can spend, years and years, and yet if you don't have the experience of it, that one experience transforms everything about you. Then your life is established upon the truth that yes, there's consciousness in every particle of the universe. Other than that, it's just, you are just reading and you are saying and you're discussing, and that's it. So scriptural knowledge, how much important it is, you have to, decide for yourself. And Ramshadev says again and again and again that no matter how much you read the scriptures, if you have read that the forecast is that it's going to rain, and you're reading the forecast in, in a magazine or in a something, on paper. If you if you press the paper, will a drop of water come out of it? No. Even the forecast, if it says that there's going to be heavy rainfall, it's on paper, the paper wouldn't yield a drop of water. So even that, the scriptures, you read the scriptures and yet it won't give you anything. What is going to give you something is the experience itself. So you have to do sadhana. That's it. Namaste.